big cat. Welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess, light walker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat Earth Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology, Big Cat Wave. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 6th of September, Mercury enters Virgo. Mercury is in its home sign of Virgo and will continue until the 29th of September 2024. Mercury is exceptionally sharp and methodical in Virgo. During this time, communication becomes more precise and your ability to focus on details improve. It's an ideal time for tasks that require critical analysis and methodical planning. Be cautious though, not to become overly judgmental of others or yourself. The fixed star Sept near Mercury in Virgo offers support and potential for success, enhancing your ability to achieve your goals and excellence. On the 10th of September, the Moon in Sagittarius sextiles Venus in Libra. A blend of adventure and a quest for harmony creates a pleasant and uplifting energy. You might feel more enthusiastic and open to socializing or exploring new opportunities. Romantic relationships and friendships can thrive under this positive influence. It's a favorable time to express love and joy. The fixed star Antares in Sagittarius could add intensity and passion, urging you to pursue your desires with vigor. On the 11th of September, the Moon in Sagittarius in opposition to Jupiter in Gemini. You might experience tension between your need for freedom and your desire for growth. There could be a feeling of being pulled in different directions, torn between your ambitions and accommodating others. Beware of potential for excess or overly optimistic decisions that may lead to things being not on a practical level. Strive to find a balance that allows for exploration without overextending yourself. The fixed star Betelgeuse in Gemini may amplify your desires for recognition and achievement, but be mindful not to let pride interfere with your true goals. On the 12th, the Sun in Virgo squares Jupiter in Gemini. You may feel a conflict between your practical duties and your urge for expansion. Overestimating your capabilities or resources could lead to challenges. It's crucial to stay grounded and avoid taking on more than you can handle. While this square can bring opportunities, they need to be approached with caution and wisdom. The fixed star Aldebaran in Gemini encourages persistence and integrity, guiding you to navigate the complexities of this transit with honor and prudence. On the 13th, the Sun in Virgo trines the Moon in Capricorn. There is likely to be a harmonious alignment between your emotions and your external actions. You may find it easier to synchronize your aspirations with your inner feelings, fostering a sense of stability and purpose. This is a great time for practical accomplishments and steady progress towards your long-term objectives. You may feel more emotionally secure and capable. The fixed star Vega in Capricorn imparts wisdom and creative talents, encouraging you to employ strategic thinking and innovative actions to achieve your goals. On the 14th, the Moon in Capricorn trines Uranus in Taurus. Stability and innovation are likely to blend harmoniously during this time. You may feel inspired to make changes in a structured and methodical way. Unexpected opportunities may present themselves, allowing you to introduce new ideas, confidently. This energy supports practical yet forward-thinking decisions. The fixed star of Fomalhaut in Aquarius encourages the influence of Uranus. It brings inspiration and idealism, helping you to see the broader perspectives and embrace innovative approaches. On the 15th, Venus in Libra trines Jupiter in Gemini. It's a beautiful day for love, social connections, and enjoying the pleasures of life. A harmonious energy flows between your desires for beauty and your urge for expansion. You may find that opportunities for growth in relationships or financial matters come easily. This is a perfect time to indulge in life's joys and express your feelings openly. The fixed star Regulus in Leo, though distant, may still offer its regal and fortunate influence, encouraging generosity and noble actions during this transit. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave. Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Earth Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for messages for your next 7 days. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive right in and unpack. We got the snake eyes, darling dears. Energy of a 2. You have a 5 on top, so conflict and confusion, but also change. You also have a 9. The 9 speaks about something coming to culmination, something coming to fruition. It also speaks about you being in tip-top shape for manifestation, darling dears. The energy of the 9 is a fated number that you're dealing with today. So you have the dual energy of the 2 as well as the energy of the 1, darling dears. Okay, so with the 2, it's an earth element. It speaks about your relationships, your partnerships, possibly even marriage. Okay, the energy of the 1, darling dears, is about your career as well as your life purpose, your life mission. That is water element, so that's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, as well as the water element of Cancer, Pisces and Scorpio. Your colors over the next week will be dark blue as well as black, as well as pink, skin tones, earth tones, darling dears. Okay. The energy of the 2 is in the southwesterly direction according to the low shoe grid, as well as the energy of the 1 being in the north, darling dears. The north remembers. Love it. I don't hate it. All right, so it's about your career, your life purpose or mission. It's about family, marriage, children, partnerships, definitely some form of individuality that you're seeking in all of these spaces, darling dears. Okay, the energy of the 2, you could be a life path 2, darling dears, or a life path 11. This is representative of the moon, which rules Cancer, and the letters B, K and R. The number 2 is ruled by the letters B, K and T. The number 2 will be prevalent in your life over the next 7 days. The number 2, 11, 20 or 29. So your letters are BKT and BKR. Okay. This tells me that yes, you are an empath, yes, you are grounded, darling dears, but it also speaks about you being a mediator, being in the background, managing some kind of I don't know, contracts, friendships, whatever, darling dears. But whatever it is, you are coming across as a major healer, darling dears, healing some kind of a wound. Okay, your lucky numbers are 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Your luckiest days will be Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. The energy of the 2 speaks about you being extremely nurturing, yes, highly intuitive, yes, family involved, darling dears. Okay, something going on in your home, some kind of get together, some kind of gathering. Okay, the number 2 is represented by the astrological aspect of an opposition, darling dear. So this is situations outside of your control. Okay, situations outside of yourself. Moon energy is to do with back, front, neck, tabbers, darling dears. People that like to go for the white meat. All of this and that, darling dears. Okay, it also speaks of energy of the 2, you are life path master 11, darling dear. So you're the wounded healer. You've been through some things, darling dears, but it also speaks about you being a visionary. You've illuminated many people to your plight, your situation. It also speaks about you being in a position where you are creating something, inspiring others. It speaks about your adaptability. You are a master healer. Remember, I told you that. And you're tasked with being able to share your thoughts and your visions with those others on this Malkuth, darling dears, by any means necessary. Oh, I love it. I don't hate it. The energy of the double 1 speaks of some kind of reunion coming towards you, darling dears. Okay, the reunion could be whether you're invited somewhere, you go to a party, a shindig, a seminar, whatever. It's someone from the past, darling dears, or someone from a past life that you once knew. Yes, baby, it's all up in the air, darling dears. We, after all, we have Pluto in Capricorn for the last time in our lifetimes, darling dears. In our lifetimes. Okay. Let's press on. Let's press on. So you have the energy of the 1. The 1 speaks of you having to make some kind of major decision. This decision must not be made until after the next new moon, which will be in, I believe it's going to be in Libra. Yes, in Libra on the 2nd of October. Okay, it's going to be a new moon solar eclipse. So this is a change, darling dears, new beginning, setting down your new intentions. Okay, because the energy of the solar eclipse lasts for about 6 months after the day actually goes down, Bobby Brown. Okay, we've got the energy of the 5. This speaks about conflict, confusion, and lots of tension. But tension, arguments, people talking about you, gossiping, and all of that, darling dears. But it also speaks about the freedom that you are attaining for yourself, moving away from past situations. Okay, we've got, as I said, we've got a 9 on the side, and the 9 is the number of karma, darling dears. Something coming to fruition, something that was fated. Okay. We have the energy of the 2. The 2 speaks about any form of travel. This is going to be an extremely fortunate week, darling dears, where you're getting help from nowhere. Remember, I told you that. Okay. People turning up with gifts, compliments, the right direction, all of this and that. It's lots of good news coming towards you. If you've got a business trip, or you're traveling for business, darling dears, or just travel in general, everything's going to go fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. For some of you, you have a possible win of money coming towards you. Okay. In astrology, the energy of the 1 is about yourself, darling dears, focusing on yourself. Yeah, because that's Aries, the 1st house, Mars energy. Okay. It speaks about there being a lot of what's the word? Anger, a lot of deception, some kind of an abusive situation, darling dears. People are directing a lot of anger towards you at this moment. Listen, survivor jealousy is real, darling dears. It's real. When you don't go down, Bobby Brown, the way people expect you to go down and stay down, they don't like it. They hate you all the more. It speaks about war, darling dears. Somebody would like to argue with you or starting a war in your absence. Remember, I told you that. We have the energy of the 3. It speaks about communication. You could be doing something involving communication with the TV or the phone. It's about expressing yourself. Something to do with your siblings, your neighborhood, possibly your past neighborhood where you used to be. Yeah, yesteryear, them days. It's about your aunts, uncles, siblings, nephews, nieces paying attention. Lots of gossip going on, darling dears. Lots of messages being delivered. It also is focusing on you've got some calls to make, darling dears. You're going to be making lots of visits over the next 7 days. There's a lot of reading, there's a lot of writing. I see you putting out some form of information, darling dears. We have the energy of the 9, that's the 9th house, so it could be something to do with astrology, numerology, or tarot, darling dears. 9 is a highly spiritual number. It's telling me that your worldview has changed. It also speaks about higher education. Maybe you are going into higher education, something legal or teaching profession. This is learning new cultures, maybe learning a new language, as well as what? World travel, darling dears. Everything that's going on right now is not expected. This is what's coming in, darling dears. You're not expecting it. You're expecting to do whatever you've been doing, but you're about to get a spanner in your works that's going to be in your favor. Okay. All right. This is also about reminding you to avoid any form of external validation. Remember, it comes from within, darling dears. It comes from within. It speaks of your spiritual growth. It speaks of the healing that you've achieved. It speaks of you listening to your inner voice, following that, darling dears. This is what has put you into a position where you are extremely creative, highly intelligent, but it's about you being patient as well. The moon is patient, but highly spiritual. Okay. This is a new cycle for you, darling dears. One that is you're going to be utilizing some kind of creative talent, artistic talent, darling dears. And as I said, possible funds coming towards you, confirmation. Okay, let's get well, there's gossipers on the table. Let's go with the gossipers. What do they want? They mind their own business. Gossipers, people delivering intel on your behalf, darling dears. Well, what's going on with the gossipers in the background? We've got the heart chakra in the reverse, darling dears. This person or people never loved you. Their heart was never in a situation, so you was betrayed at every turn. Yeah, being around these people was a gamble and a risk you no longer take. Why? Because you chose to trust in the universe, letting go of a situation or circumstance. Okay, heart not involved, darling dears. This is a high commander Decepticons. Emotionally manipulative. The gamble and risk you took on is whatever you did to get up from under the situation. I told you, survivor jealousy is real, right? We've got the hangman seeing things from a different perspective, darling dears. Major arcana stepping into the building. It speaks about this transition that you've gone through, darling dears. Okay? This is also a transition from some kind of illness, getting over an illness. Energy of the hangman is Neptune energy, darling dears, and Neptune is attached to your nervous system, your nervous processes, darling dears, the spine, your thalamus, your pineal gland. Okay, because Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, darling dears. So your psychic abilities are on point. Pay attention to your dreams going forward, darling dears. Write them down. This is why I advise you to not look at your social media when you wake up. Give yourself at least half an hour with your thoughts from your dream, how you're going to set up your day before going on the social media, darling dears. This is how you stay grounded. This is how you stay in contact with your higher self. Something to do with rules, darling dears, new rules. Somebody's also let go of things to do with their mouth. It could be drugs, alcohol, chocolate addiction. I don't know. You could be addicted to Pringles, whatever it is, darling dears. You've put something down and you're very strong. It also speaks about bondage. Somebody feels bonded to you. The 12th house is the house of hidden enemies, darling dears, as well as things kept secret, family secrets. Yeah, some kind of a family secret involving your siblings, darling dears, that they kept from you. Okay? Right, so if you've been thinking along them lines, you're right. Okay? It also speaks about a karmic debt. A karmic debt is about to be paid. Hangman seeing it from a different perspective. Something to do with a mental illness. Someone had a mental illness. The 12th house could also represent death, darling dears. Someone that passed that had a mental illness. Okay? You're looking at your past patterns, darling dears. This is how you correct your past patterns. This is how you heal your inner child. Highly mystical, darling dears. People see you as a mystic. As I said, you may be into divination, tarot, numerology, astrology, or whatever form you use. But whatever you lost was a necessary loss. And it's something to do with strangers. Well, strangers treat you better than your own, darling dears. Base of the deck. I can't make this up. Moon energy. Listen, definitely about the moon. People from the past wanting to come back. We have a reunion here. Okay? But it's about seeing things from a different perspective. Okay, let's get your oracle ancestral message. We're going to use the fairies. Alright, because this is about the fairies. Ha ha! Thank you. Yeah, go outside. It's your time to be outside. It's time to go outside. Tune in to the powerful peace of nature. With you are and feel at one with your habitat. Good golly and gosh, darling dears. This is time for you to go outside in this earth energy again, darling dears. Earth energy is something to do with your career. Okay, it's to do with your finances, your business, your possessions, darling dears. Okay, being outside could also represent buying land. It could also represent a new home. It could represent a new car. New things going your way. The energy of the third house, darling dears, is about vehicle, all forms of ground transportation, and again, it's about travel. Okay, but again, it's about the gossip. Go outside. Yeah, you're being inspired at this moment in time. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she will call at any time. Okay, so be prepared for some kind of incoming. Listen, the inspiration also comes with what? Abundance, darling dears, in many forms. Remember, I told you that. Right, to the decks. Let's get a deck. Ace of your deck, darling dears. Listen, the Ace of Swords on it, forehead, darling dears. Somebody coming in with something. They're not being clear. This is a kidnapper of the truth, darling dears. Good golly and the gosh. I know, bestie. I know. Someone who's coming in to bring, this person may even have mental issues, darling dears. They're coming to put a block or a spanner in your works. It also speaks about sword energy in the reverse. You've already cast judgment on this situation. This person is extremely dishonest. Didn't I just say a kidnapper of the truth? Good golly and the gosh. What's going on here? Give it a good thing. See what else is going on. Someone coming in to lie to you, tell you whatever they want. Listen, you better make sure that your flip-flops are firmly on. You've got no rose-colored glasses on. This person is coming in heartless, darling dears. The heart chakra came out in the reverse. Moon energy is deceptive energy. Yeah. It also speaks about your intuition and your discernment, darling dears. This is a frenemy. And you are in the midst of a new cycle in your life, darling dears. The fruition, the energy of the 9. Okay, tell me about your relationships, partnerships over the next 7 days. Relationships, partnerships. Thank you. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Keep your third eye shined up to a bishin shine. As far as your relationships are concerned, you're planning, plotting, and strategizing. This wouldn't come off the table. Star card, darling dears. It also speaks about confirmation, I heard as well. Star card. This is about you stepping in. You've definitely healed from a situation. One's energy. It took a lot of spiritual healing. Okay. It also speaks about, it could be divination. Whatever you're putting out there, darling dears, you're about to step into some form of fame. It could also speak about a benefactor coming in, darling dears, but this is the healing and transformation of you in all of your relationships. Base of the deck, success, knows your address, darling dears. Yeah. This also speaks about winning, and again, it speaks about being spiritually guided. Yes, I love it. I don't hate it. Moving forward with more confidence, darling dears. And again, the Six of Wands speaks about you have good news coming towards you over the next 7 days, darling dears. 100%. This could also speak about an engagement card, something that's engaging. Maybe you are the one that's engaging, or someone coming forward towards you to be engaged. Yeah, people from the past are still watching you, darling dears. They can't believe what's happening is happening to you. Survivor jealousy is real, bestie. Base of the deck, the Chariot, can't catch me now. Listen, out of 5 major arcana, you have 4 major arcana. You are being divinely guided. Again, it speaks about your inner warrior moving forward. Somebody's also purchasing a home, a car, but this is definite forward movement. If you felt like you've just been treading water of late, everything is about to change in your relationships, how you relate to others, darling dears. And again, for some, this is a benefactor coming in, someone in the background coming to support whatever you've got going on. Why? Because whether you are male or female, you are the queen, darling dears, the queen of wands. Yeah, being intuitively guided, definitely good news coming towards you. Yeah, the Strength card is about you being focused on your long-term goals, darling dears. The Chariot energy tells me you have an invitation coming in, so this could be where you're going to meet this person from the past, or meet someone from a past life, darling dears. The good, the golly, and the gosh. And new beginnings. Yeah, they're watching you. People would like another chance in your life, darling dears. Yeah, they don't want to come and take the piss. They want to come and take a shit, darling dears. Tell me about your friendships over the next 7 days. It's a whole new outlook, darling dears. Whatever you was going through, you've overcome that situation. Lots of spiritual healing. World card having closed the door. World card is Earth and Saturn energy, as well as the fixed signs of Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. This is the highest season. It speaks about you being put in a position where you're going to be highly respected. Remember, I told you that. Yeah, it was hard for you to change because looking back at past situations, but you are now focused on you, darling dears. Focused and confident in what you're building for yourself. Yeah, friendship queen in reverse. Here comes the gossip, darling dears. 2 queens on the table. Your name is like chewing gum in their mouth. Yeah, focusing on your bag. People looking at what you are gaining for yourself, darling dears. Money's in the upright. Things are coming in. New opportunity. The Ace of Pentacles is also my ring bearing card. Remember, I told you that. Yeah. This is the Ace of Pentacles ring bearing card, engagement, a wedding planning, or maybe that's where you're going to be invited to, darling dears. Any invitation you get, please go. Ace of Pentacles also speaks about a fresh start, maybe possibly even buying land, darling dears, or you've bought land. Yeah, feeling a lot more confident in yourself. Okay. Yeah, the gossip is still out there. That's what they're talking about. What about these other friends? They're a burden that's not for you, darling dears. Underneath the Ace of Wands, listen, these people are beneath you. Bottom feeding. What are they up to? Bottom feeding. I just told you, bestie. 10 of Wands on its forehead. This burden is most definitely not for you. It also speaks about immature energies. Immature energy. This is somebody putting energies of themselves onto you, darling dears. Told you an invitation is coming in. When it comes in, go. Okay. If this is a third party situation, darling dears, that you was previously involved in, that situation is over, but you're not leaving the table. Yeah. In the upright, there could be there's no bitterness, darling dears. You don't care about what you let go, darling dears. You let it go and you focused on your bag, on your healing, on your spiritual elevation, darling dears. Again, hermit energy. You've been focused on you. It also speaks about isolation from a situation, being isolated or feeling isolated within groups. Well, if that was the groups that you was hanging around, you ain't missed nothing out, darling dears. This is going in the 5s. Okay. Let's look at your finances and your money. You've got the Six of Swords, 4 of Cups, the 5 of Wands. Good golly and gosh. 2 more cards, please. I'm being spiritually guided. Okay. As far as your money is concerned, darling dears, yes, you have moved on from a different situation. It also speaks about you changing your mindset pertaining to money, getting out of lack mentality, darling dears, realizing there's enough for everyone. The star card, the universe, darling dears, you're about to be provided for. Yeah, the money that's coming towards you, you don't even see it coming. Hence the 4 of Cups, darling dears. Yeah, there's been a lot of disillusionment. But all of this was around situations that you had to let go of, darling dears, where there was a lot of conflict and confusion. And again, it's about you changing your mindset from lack mentality, assessing how far you've come, darling dears, and realizing that you're no longer trapped in toxic situations. It also speaks about lean in, bestie. Lean in. It tells me that you've discovered a lot about yourself, darling dears. You have once and for all turned your back on toxicity, making the right decisions, and this is what is going to allow you to achieve your goals. The energy of the Page of Wands also speaks about sexual attraction next to the Hierophant. This is the marriage card, darling dears, and it could also speak about whatever work you're doing some kind of training, some kind of teaching others. Okay, some people are also isolating themselves from a situation, and it involves worldwide travel or some kind of travel. Definitely involved in a situation. You're isolated from a situation. As I said, there was a lot of toxicity around you, but you've learned to trust in the universe. You're taking a risk and a gamble on yourself. As I said, you're changing your whole outlook on money, darling. Just realizing that there's enough for everyone on this Malkuth. No longer what fighting with yourself, as well as what fighting with anyone else. Like I said, you're releasing a toxic cycle in your life, and this is fortunate for you, darling dears, because with Capricorn, Pluto being in Capricorn from the 1st of September until the 19th of November, the last time it's going to be in our sign, in our lifetimes, darling dears. Definitely letting go of toxic, traumatic cycles. But this is about how you get up, standing up as the Chariot, darling dears, your inner warrior. This tells me that you are being guided at this moment in time. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got 6 out of 15 cards. Major Arcana. Yeah, you're being guided, but you're also still being given the leeway or the freedom of choice. But the choices that you've been making, darling dears, definitely focused on the bad. There's a lot of bitterness in what you've achieved for yourself. Pentacles can also represent online, darling dears. Lots of backbiting, but it's bitter people that are in the past. People that took a risk and a gamble on you. People that never really had, listen, their heart was never in a situation as far as you're concerned. Underneath the moon energy. Frenemies, darling dears, in every shape or form. You trusted the Hangman. This is what has given you this new perspective on life, darling dears. 2 different decks. Remember I told you that. Oh, I said the Hangman next to it. Listen, same thing, darling dears. Isolating yourself from a situation in order to get a new perspective. This is the Hermit, Virgo energy. Listen, same meaning, different cards, darling dears. Different cards. Yeah, definitely getting over tense situations, but it's about the pouring of the energy back into yourself. Realizing that you can be victorious in any shape or form, darling dears, but you will not get the victory that you once wanted in that situation because of all of the ingrained bitterness that's being directed towards you, darling dears. Okay? Yeah. Definitely a fabulous week, darling dears. Definitely a turning page as far as spiritually is concerned. Yeah, focused on your career, your mission, and your individuality. Looking at new partnerships. Partnerships could be in the form of contracts, darling dears. Contracts, contacts. Someone coming in to support you. This is fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. Let me get one final card. Then I'm out of here. To get great. I'm going to go with Kipper because you love the Kipper so much. Final card. Yeah, the gift, darling dears. The present is a gift, and a gift is being bestowed on you. The 1 and the 7 goes to an 8, darling dears. That's the money of what? Skrilla.com money coming in, darling dears. Yeah, and you don't even see it coming, but you've been working diligently, assessing what you've done so far. Yeah, but it's all about the work. A lot of energy, a lot of mental energy has been put into a situation, as well as what, retraining your mind. And you got the highest honor card, darling dears, who God bless, no man can curse. And whenever we see the 2-5 or the 5-2, write this down, darling dears. Someone in the public sphere, could be in the monarchy, could be a president, a prime minister. Someone's going down in a major way. Remember, I told you that. But in saying that, I say this: Divine has given you what? A clear playing field for whatever it is that you are trying to attempt or achieve, and know that it is blessed. Energy of the 8 is the card of rebirth, darling dears. Rebirth, the rise of you. Okay. But definitely somebody passed from a mental illness. Okay. Yeah. New stability in your life. On that note, I drops me mic. Someone's under judgment, darling dears. Listen, let them keep on knocking, but don't let them in, darling dears. It's the demons at the door. New beginning for you. Let go of the past. Remember your hairline. Your hairline comes first. Okay? This is going to be life-changing, darling dears. A change in your status, right? And it's all because of what? The emotional transformation from the inside out. This is a new stage in your life. If somebody's going through some final exam, they're going to pass that exam. Remember, I told you that. On that note, I drops me mic to love to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.